Anyway, so I, I'm revisiting. I'm kind of revisiting family, and I'm revisiting the life I had here, and kind of closing some doors and opening some new ones, reopening some old connections. It's it's feeling real healing being back here in Virginia. The amount of green that you've got, the amount of tree energy you've got, the old earth energy, the old stone energy that's here. It's really very ancient here. And I'm living in the city, or I'm living near the city. I work in the hood, and I work with people who are kind of the down and out of society, whether they're homeless or whether they're returning offenders or whatever. And I try and help them find a path, make a plan, figure out a way to survive in this craziness and hopefully thrive and self-realize. So it's nice being back here in that the earth is right under your feet and it's all around you. Whereas, people who are living in the cities, you got to remember, you got to feel it through the concrete. It's insulation on a wire, but just go wireless with it. It's like you gotta feel it, you gotta remember it, and connect to whatever trees and things you can. My life has kind of been dedicated to creating a sustainable future. I've spent a lot of time in spirit connection and in ritual with indigenous peoples and just different modalities. And the idea that we need to think and act 7 generations in the future is something that most people in our culture don't understand. They can't get that long enough lens on things. And for those of us who can, we need to really act. We need to really act in how we are and how we present authentically who we are and do and be what we say we are and do it proudly and notoriously so they don't take away your right to do that. So whatever you feel you need to do for sustainability, for self-reliance, for food production, for energy production, for, bartering and working as community, we need to empower that community. We need to empower ourselves and create the reality we want despite the crazies and the stupids. And it's like eventually maybe they'll wake up or they won't, or I don't know, maybe we're past the tipping point.
Can you relocate the mic down like 8 inches lower?
Like here? Oh.
Yeah, put it in the middle of your chest.
Okay.
No, it's down here.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, because I'm not sure exactly how to turn it down, and you're
okay.
up a little high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Oh, that works perfect.
So I mean, we've got to figure out a way to be authentically who we are, and this is part of where it's at. It's like if we need to create a new currency of being. Mm-hmm. We need to create a new way of relating that's not based on a system of greed and I win and you lose, because that's what's brought us to this crisis that we're in. And from an ecological standpoint, there may not be many of us who make it through to the other end, but I do know this, that the sooner we turn it around and we act and we start thinking about 7 generations ahead, the sooner we'll start to see things turn back to the light, whatever we can end up salvaging in the future. I do think it's possible to have a really satisfying, creative life. And, life is always impermanent. Consciousness moves where consciousness moves. You came here, you stay here, you buy the ticket for 80 years, 90 years if you're lucky, sometimes less, and just ride that meat puppet, I mean, until you can't ride it no more. It's like, have a bunch of nows that you can look back on and say, I have no regrets, and I sort of feel that myself. I've always tried to live with integrity, to greater or lesser degrees, depending on what my evolutionary vibration was at the time, but Here, you know, it's personal responsibility, it's it's self-awareness, but ultimately, man, it's love, you know, and nature is love, you know, natural mind. You know, we're trying to get to it. We're not trying to get enlightened or anything. We're just trying to get to a point where we're a natural human being, you know.
Alive.
Yeah, fully alive, right? Fully self-realized, and you know, there's things